All right. In the spirit of done is better than perfect. Hi, I'm Kelvet. I am here with the Meanwhile podcast. And like I said, in the spirit of done is better than perfect, I'm going to tell you the top reasons that everybody, and I mean everybody, is into baddies right now. So strap up, strap in, like and subscribe before I even start saying anything because you know it's going to be good. So let's talk about it. All right. First things first. The reason that everybody is watching Baddies is because it's good TV. And by good TV, I mean it has all the elements that make you want to watch. There's drama, there's intrigue, there's beautiful people, there's people that other people may say are not so beautiful, but everybody's beautiful under God's eyes, okay? So everybody's beautiful and it's in tropical locations. They're doing novel experiences. It's something that you want to watch. But from a psychological perspective, why are we watching this? First reason I'll talk about is voyeurism. Yeah, I said it, voyeurism. People have an interest in seeing and knowing about other people's lives. They want to find out, why are they doing that? What are they doing? Who are what? All the business. They want to know everything about other people's business. So one reason that people are intrigued by TV shows like Baddies and other TV, which people would say is bad TV, but I'm telling you, it's good TV, is because they want to know what's going on in other people's lives. Another reason that people are so intrigued by these TV shows is because it mimics or mirrors what's going on in their own lives. So in your life, if you like action and adventure and maybe you're involved in a lot of love triangles and drama and that kind of stuff, it may be something that you're like, I'm into this. So you may be somebody that watches because it's very similar to your lived experience. While on the other end of that continuum, you get people that are watching because it's nothing like they've ever experienced. It's nothing that they've ever seen before, and they're watching because they're learning. They're watching from a perspective of curiosity. They're like, what is going on? But nonetheless, they keep watching. So another reason that people watch Baddies is because they know nothing about it. And another reason they may watch is because it feels very, very familiar. There was a time there where everybody kept saying, why do we watch these terrible true crime documentaries? And I was like, because it feels good to watch it. There's something about it that's drawing people in, that's making people curious. I mean, the number one podcast in the world for a while was a murder podcast. People are intrigued by stuff that is titillating. So that's kind of the same boat that Baddies falls in, that titillating curiosity that makes you turn your TV on. A lot of times people watch in those situations because they want to learn what not to do. They're saying, this is a threat. This is a threat. And I'm going to watch because I want to know what not to do. Not necessarily what to do, but what not to do in the situation. So some people may be watching Baddies because they are learning things about themselves and how to avoid situations. So what about from a social perspective? From a social perspective, people watch Baddies because it is pure entertainment. I mean, they know how to put a show together. The story producers, they know the storylines. They know to keep 50 girls on the show because women, not girls, they know to keep 50 women on the show because they know that people are going to be watching. They know to keep the people that people really don't like because it's good for ratings. It's a social commentary. We're talking about how there are power dynamics at play and there's consequences for the actions, but are there, in some situations you're watching the show and you're thinking, they're going to get kicked off for this. They're going to get removed from the show for this. This is bad behavior. And yet every season they're back again. So there's more than just the normal reasons that you and I may watch that people are watching these TV shows like Baddies. Another reason based on social based on social factors. Another reason that people are watching these TV shows is because it feels a little bit taboo. It feels forbidden. It feels, oh, what am I really watching? This is probably controversial. This is probably something that isn't good for me, but I'm enjoying it. So you're getting that enjoyment out of something that you're watching without actually having to get the calories, if you know what I'm saying. So you don't have to be involved in those situations to enjoy and to observe other people living it up. Another thing that people watch for is characters that are similar to them. In this past season, there was a character that was from the great state of Ohio. And because of that, and she's from the same town as my dad. So I kept telling everybody, yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. So people watch for identification with the people that are on the screen. They're like, yeah, she's just like me. Yeah, I'm just like her. I played basketball. So she played basketball. We're the same. Me and Big Lex, identical twins. Not. But that's the point. The show is all about sharing these great dynamic characters and allowing them to be themselves, but at the same time, a version of themselves that they're willing to show on the camera. The other reason that people watch these shows is Schadenfreude. Yeah, you heard me. Schadenfreude. And if you watched Avenue Q, you know that word because Schadenfreude is happiness at the misfortune of others. So people may be watching this TV show thinking to themselves, oh, couldn't be me. And if you say that while you're watching TV, you may be experiencing Schadenfreude, which is watching them deal with these really traumatic, terrible situations, but coming out on the other side. So Schadenfreude, and yes, it is a German word, and it means happiness at the demise of others. And there's something about that that people enjoy. There's something about that that feels good to people to watch other people fail. So you may be somebody that watches because you like seeing the people have a bad day. So there's so many, many, many reasons why we watch. Another reason that we watch is because from the beginning of time, people have been enjoying, and I'm saying the word enjoying, combat. They've been fighting, wrestling, Greco-Roman, gladiators, the filling up the Colosseum with water. Like from the beginning of time, we have been intrigued by combat, by fighting, by battle, by wrestling, and tussling. And the fact that they're doing it and they're women and they're putting storyline to it, it's like the WWE for a new wave of people. It would be like if the WWE picked really, really adorable women and put them in these tropical locations and gave them really good storylines, because so much of this is storyline based. This is not how they really are in their real lives. And in a lot of the cases, the conflict is created by the producers, but all that to make really, really good TV. But I'll say one of the main reasons I watch is because I think that there is something beautiful and special about women getting an opportunity to be themselves on a big old main stage. There's something special about the dynamics, the fact that they're being unapologetically themselves. It feels in some ways very authentic and unfiltered. The fact that there so many scenes are about ripping off wigs and flushing them down the toilet and all kinds of shenanigans. But at the same time, there's heart to the show. There's these compassionate friendships that develop. There's these really genuine bonds, and you get to see something so different. Dichotomous in the fact that they're fighting. There's drama. There's fights, and then at the same time, there's reconciliation, and there's contrition, and people are apologetic, and so there's both ends of that continuum. But right in the middle, we find ourselves in love with this baddie revolution. And I I would love to work with these women in some capacity. It's my dream. It's my dream. My dream is to be the baddie therapist. And I just think that it's such an awesome space. And not just baddies. I'm talking about, the Big Lex Collective. I'm talking about Young and Reckless. I'm talking about all of the versions of the women getting a chance to be themselves in front of the world. It's special, it's beautiful, it's honest. And I also have a theory about their safety. I think that because the show is on a national stage and they know in some ways that they're not going to really get hurt, I think that they feel safe in that environment, if that makes any sense. That they feel safe and they know that they're going to be protected, so they are even more able to be themselves. So I think that honestly we're getting a real version of a lot of the women. So it's fun to watch. Thank you for tuning in on this episode of the Meanwhile Pod. And I hope you subscribe. I hope you like. Please share all the good stuff. I also want to know, what other topics do you want me to talk about? I'm still kind of compiling a list and formulating this channel. And I want the audience to tell me, what do you want? What do you want more of from Meanwhile Kells? So leave that in the comments below. Tell me what you want to see more of, hear more about. All right. Thank you all so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.